You may be seated. Before we begin our opening, I would like to point out to yet another reason why I am so proud to be a Legionnaire. It involves the vision of our founders. In 1923, the American Legion passed a national resolution at our convention in San Francisco that is as relevant today as it was 94 years ago. It resonates so well that I would like to read it over now. Resolution number 407, titled Law Enforcement and Tolerance. And I quote, "Whereas the fundamental law of our country guarantees to all people equal rights and opportunities and the right to worship their God as they see fit. And whereas it is provided that our laws shall be made and enforced by representatives of our people, chosen under the law to do so. And whereas membership of the American Legion is made up of those who served our country in time of great national stress, without distinction as to race, color, creed, or class. And whereas the American Legion is pledged to the orderly enforcement of our laws through our lawful agencies. Now therefore be it resolved by the American Legion in National Convention assembled in San Francisco, California, October 15th through the 19th, 1923, that we consider individual, groups of individuals, or organizations which creates or fosters racial, religious, or class strife among our people, or which takes into their own hands the enforcement of law, determination of guilt, or infliction of punishment, to be un-American, a menace to our liberties, and destructive to our fundamental rights, and be it finally resolved that we consider such action by any individual, groups, or organizations to be inconsistent with the ideals and purposes of the American Legion," unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the American Legion was on the right side of history, and we still are today. The American Legion Executive Committee, that's your National Executive Committee, just reaffirmed Resolution 407 without changing a single word. Our Master of Ceremony for this morning is a true country music star. He has released 15 studio albums on various labels and has released 34 singles to country radio. In 1993, he broke through with the back-to-back #1 singles, No Doubt About It and Wink, from his platinum-certified album, No Doubt About It. His success continued with a string of hits, including Billy's Got His Beer Goggles On. Although he has won numerous awards, he is most proud of participating in 15 USO tours. His patriotism was on full display when in 2016 he recited the Pledge of Allegiance live on his Facebook page every morning. Before calling him up again here, let's watch a brief video.
You know, it's a huge opportunity. A lot of people will see me. Matter of fact, I just talked to a young lady a while ago. She said, "Were you a veteran?" I said, "No, ma'am, I'm not, but my grandfather was in World War I. My father was in the Korean conflict." In not serving, you know, I tried to look for many ways that I could find to tell the guys and girls that I appreciate their service. And then I had my first opportunity to do a USO show about 17 or 18 years ago with Wayne Newton. And now, since then, I've done 15 USO tours and entertain our troops. And it's always good just to, sometimes you don't have an opportunity to perform, just in some remote place, just get out and shake a hand, hug a neck, and tell them how much we appreciate them. And you know, it's just good stuff. Looking back, you always say, you know, there's some things I wish I would have done. I wish I would have served in the United States military. But in not doing that, it even gives me more respect for the folks who have served our country and take care of us and continue to take care of us. And these folks that keep these Legion posts going on and keep that that support and that appreciation for our military. We love those guys. Well, we've got some posts locally that I go visit every once in a while around the Gregg County area, Longview, Texas area, and we have a lot of folks who have supported us. A lot of fans that are Legionnaires, and so they've come to our shows and they wear their hats proudly or their shirts proudly, and I always comment to them and say, hey, we appreciate you keeping that respect for this country out there and letting other folks know. A lot of people, you know, lay people, I guess, non-military folks don't know as much about the Legions as they should. So we're glad that we're getting the opportunity to come up and talk and visit with some of these folks and find out more about it ourselves, to get to watch, see what goes on and what they're about. I think it will just enlighten us, and through opening our eyes, we can open some other people's eyes. No, we just want to tell them that we really, truly appreciate their service, what they do to continue locally and in their regions to keep flying that flag and let people know that they're out there. And I know because these Legions they're very generous people. They try to help their communities. They invite people to come to their post and see what they're doing. And they're very community minded, and we're glad that they're out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I'll count you out. 3, 2, 1, you're out, y'all. We thank you. Here it is. Here's one called The Shake. Everybody stand up. Don't sit down. Don't sit down.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a proud American, Neal McCoy.
Thank you. Oh, please sit down. Thank you very much, y'all. I'm the one that should stand for you guys, and I do quite often. Thanks for having us here. I'm going to sing something right quick, and then I think from what they ran this through me pretty quick this morning, and I think I'm supposed to go up there. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Just make sure I don't screw this up. He said it's okay. I talked to Commander earlier. He said it's okay. We screw stuff up all the time. I said, okay, good. But if you will, I try and, like I sing the national anthem, I'm going to sing God Bless America, and I'd be honored if you'd sing it with me. And I often joke when I sing the national anthem, I get a lot of young people that come up and say, you know, what's the best way to say that? And I say, here's the way you sing it. Get up and sing it the way God wrote it. In case somebody wants to sing along with you, don't throw all those twists and curves in there. It's not worth it. You're screwing everybody up. So, one of my pet peeves. So I'm going to sing one this morning, and I'd appreciate if you'd sing it with me. I'll start it right here. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Yeah, nice job. Good morning. Good morning. Morning, young people. It's nice to see young people. There's an old song that said, youth is wasted on the young. I never understood that when I was young. I thought that's the stupidest lyrics I've ever heard. Now, as you get older, I understand it. I've got a 2-year-old and 6-year-old, both grandsons, and it is entirely wasted on those two. First of all, I'm glad to be here. I'm honored to be here. Kind of freaked out a little bit when they handed me this piece of paper that has me listed as Master of Ceremonies, because I don't know that I am, but I'm sure honored to be here. It's awfully kind of Commander Schmidt and all these folks to invite me here, and I had a pretty good speech of what I was going to say in my mind and tell you a little bit about my family and about, but it was all in that video that we just watched. So, thank you very much. Have a good day. I had not seen that. They did a very good job of editing it because it is exactly what I would say and probably what I was going to say here. I'll give you a little bit about my history. I was born and raised in Jacksonville, Texas, which is, where's my Texas people? They're supposed to clap anytime you say Texas. You know those saying, you can tell a Texan, you just can't tell them much. I was born and raised there in Jacksonville, which is in northeast Texas, what they call the Pine Curtain. And I still live in Longview, Texas, which is about an hour north of Jacksonville. Never moved too far off. I've been around the world many times, in every state, every province, a lot of different countries, but there's no place like coming home. So that's where I was born and raised. My father, as you probably heard on the video, met my mother. He'd graduated from Texas A&M in 1952. Whoop! All right, saw him off. And thought that he was fixing to ship off to Korea just like most of his friends did. Instead, I think because of his engineering degree, they sent him to the Philippines. Well, he started surveying. They're trying to survey the jungles, get everything a little closer where they could figure out where everything is. Anyway, he met my mother in the Philippines. My mother is from Manila. She is the second oldest of 18 children. Yeah, right? Oh my gosh, where was reality TV when she was growing up? But her mother died young, and Mom was raised. She was 13 when the Japanese occupied Manila. At the same time, basically, I know I'm preaching to the proverbial choir in this room, but they hit Manila about the same time they hit Pearl Harbor. So Mom was very tough. Raised us kids to be tough, not always fighting or anything, but to be tough-minded, tough-spirited. And I'll give you just a quick example of how tough she was. Because she was raising all these brothers and sisters in some tough times, martial law, a lot of things going on in the Philippines, that when she had my older brother born in Manila, and they moved back and had my sister and my sister and me, here, around the Jacksonville, Texas area, they thought it was very important for us to mind our P's and Q's. And that is when Mom, coming from the Philippines and not having all the freedoms that all us wonderful folks have had here in the United States of America, she started teaching us at a young age, you ought to be grateful, respectful, understand what is given you guys the rights to do what you do and have the rights to say what you want to say when you want to say it. And some of them, there's a lot of people saying them at the wrong times, if you ask me, but they got the right to do that. So she started instilling us as children how fortunate we were to be in this country. So as I got older, it takes some of us a little longer to kind of figure out life in general, to figure out God in general, to figure out what's going on. And sometimes it takes us a little longer. It took me a little longer. My older brother and older sister who graduated from Texas A&M, they learned a little sooner because they were a little smarter than me. They went to the right school. I, in turn, started singing. But as you get older and you start to have children and then us having grandchildren, it just kind of, what Mom was trying to teach us was right from wrong. So when I had the opportunity to take my first USO tour, Wayne Newton called me about 18 years ago, and he knew of me as an entertainer, didn't know that much about me. We took our first USO tour over to Bosnia, Italy, and Hungary, and since then I've been on 15 USO tours, most of them with Wayne. We've been into Afghanistan 7 different times, Iraq a few different times, Pakistan, Bosnia, Italy, Hungary. A lot of places that some of you folks have been, Germany, Belgium. So it just instills in me when I have an opportunity to be around what you folks do on your daily lives in trying to let folks know about the Constitution and some of these young people up here. And they're grasping it pretty young, and I appreciate that. I probably didn't. So it's nice to see young people that get it early. Some of you probably would admittedly say, yeah, I didn't get it either. It took a while to soak in on me. And it's okay. As long as it soaks in, don't matter when it soaks in, as long as you get it in there. But these kids are all about it, and I understand they're going to receive some pretty prestigious awards here in a little bit, so I'm honored to be up here and be a part of that. But I just wanted to tell you that it's an honor for me to be in a room, and I'll invite you tonight to our show. We have a concert tonight that we think you'll enjoy if you give us an opportunity to entertain you. That's kind of what we do. But as you can, and he mentioned that I say the Pledge of Allegiance every day, and this morning I said it outside of my bus for the 593rd day in a row. So if you're about that, if you're about our country and love what the pledge stands for and that flag and what that flag honors, I invite you to come over to Neal McCoy's fan page every morning and say it with me. It's a big deal. We've got, in the 593 days, we've had probably over 80 million views, and a lot of people have gotten on board, and now they say it every morning with me. As a matter of fact, I haven't missed it in 593 days, but I've been tardy or late because we're on the bus, and sometimes cell service is not great. And the second that you're not there at a time, they are writing you and emailing you and texting you and say, "What's the matter? Have you had a wreck? Is everything okay?" You're like, "Yeah, just in a bad cell. Hang on, I'm getting there." But it's become part of my life, and I'm honored that it has because my grandfather serving in the World War, and then my father serving. And they've given us, my family and I, I've got a wife of almost 37 years. Our 37-year anniversary is coming up in October. We have 2 wonderful children, a 31-year-old daughter, giving us 2 grandchildren, a 23-year-old son. And because of them stepping up and understanding what it's going to take to protect the freedoms of this country and them serving their country, I am fortunate enough to be here with a lot of other patriots in this room. And Commander Schmidt told me when I was up here visiting with him before this whole thing became real, he said, that, so your grandfather's in the service and your father's in the service, so that says that you can be a son of the American Legion. And I said, I'll take it. So I don't know where the paperwork is or what I've got to do, but I am honored and flattered to be associated with you guys and girls. Other than that, I don't have much to say. They told me, don't talk too much, but don't talk too little. So I really don't know where I am in that, where it falls in. Do what? Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. But thank you for MC and then Master Ceremonies. When they tell you you're going to MC, I've MC'd a lot of things, and that's pretty easy. But when they write it out, what MC stands for, Master of Ceremonies, like, I don't do that. But I'm glad to be here. Thank you for singing with me today. Song is always, music is just a great way to let your heart really sing. So I appreciate you singing with me today. And if you get bored tonight, not doing nothing, come sing with us again, and we'll do something that you'll find in our show somewhere you'll like it. I sing country music, but we do a little bit of everything. So we invite you out tonight. And thank you for letting me be your Master of Ceremonies today. I'm honored to be here.